Hi guys, it's X. Welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I'm going to show you how I hit my protein goals for breakfast. It's very easy. I started eating anywhere from 50 to 70 grams of protein just in breakfast alone. I started counting my macros recently, and so I'm eating 66 grams of fat, 147 grams of carbs, and then with protein, I try to keep it between 124 to 150 just because I was doing 1 pound per kilogram, 1 gram of protein per kilogram, and I was up to like 153. I'm now down to 144 ever since I started doing this. So I'm just gonna go over my breakfast with you and how I reach such a high amount of protein in one meal. Okay, first I'm gonna start off with this Women's Best Clear Whey protein powder. Ever since I bought this, I have not strayed from missing my protein shake. I drink it every single day. It tastes amazing. They have different flavors. They have cherry lemonade, iced peach tea, and then this one is lemon sorbet. This one is definitely my favorite. But ever since I got it, I do have the classic like chocolate, coconut chocolate that they sell. And I do love the flavors of them. The only thing is sometimes I'm just not in the mood to have a product that has milk in it because sometimes my stomach hurts, and it doesn't matter what type of milk it is. Like I use Ripple milk for the protein, which is made out of peas. I've used soy, I've used Lactaid or regular milk. I just sometimes not in the mood for it. And this tastes more like, I don't know, like you're drinking Gatorade. So I just prefer to have this, and this is 26 grams of protein. So that already gives us a really good start. So I drink this, and here is what it looks like. Let's move on to the next meal. All right, the next thing I add to my breakfast is Oikos yogurt. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Zero versus the Pro. So the Pro has 20 grams of protein, and the 000 has 15 grams of protein. However, the sorry, my air conditioner is about to go on. That does sound funky. There is 140 calories in the Pro, opposed to 90 calories in this. So depending on what your healthcare or health goals are, I thought about it and I was like, I could just eat 2 of these, get 30 grams of protein, and that would be, I think it came out to like 20 more calories than if or 40 more calories than if I just ate one of these. So I don't know, it's up to you. I like the Oikos Pro, it just makes it easier. So this is the one that I'm gonna eat today. So already together, this is 46 grams of protein. Last but not least is my breakfast sandwich. I eat this breakfast sandwich almost every day now. I'm gonna start off with Oro wheat bread. So this is the one that I've been eating after scouring the market for different types of bread, and this was just at Bonds alone. This has 10 grams of protein per 2 slices, so only 5 grams of protein for the one, and I don't use 2 slices, I only use 1. So that gives me 5 grams of protein, so I'm just gonna pop this in the air fryer and get it ready. And then we'll go over the other stuff that I put on top. Okay, I've, since I was a kid, been obsessed with turkey bacon. I love turkey bacon. But I went to the store to see, like, should I get turkey bacon or like the turkey deli meat? So let's just go over it real quick. I was scared and hesitant to use this because the cancer warnings and because of how much salt is in it. But I either get this or like an uncured one that they have. And this has 2 grams of protein per slice. There's 30 calories per slice, and the fat content is 2.5 grams per slice. When it comes to this is kind of what I've been eating with breakfast in the morning if I don't want to sit here and cook bacon. I'm sorry, yeah, bacon. So per 2 ounces, there's 10 grams of protein. So there's actually, I believe, more protein in this. There's 60 calories per those 2 ounces though, so you get way more protein in this. The only thing I think people are worried about is that it is a deli meat. The sodium content is high. There's 490 milligrams of salt in this, opposed to 130 milligrams in one slice. So if you eat 3 slices, you're just shy a little bit from what you would get. So lately, I've just been eating this. Also gonna do an egg. So I switched to this brand after I learned a little bit more about how they raise chickens. And these chickens have a lovely life. It tells you their little story in here. However, this thing of eggs is about $7 to $9, and I know that is expensive, but I guess if it gives the chicken a better life prior to me eating it, I feel a little bit better about myself. But this is 6 grams of protein. Now, whether you use the whole egg or just the egg whites, I alternate. Sometimes I just do egg whites, but to be honest, like, I've just been eating the whole egg lately. So let me start cooking, and then I will give you the total content for the breakfast sandwich alone. All right, I'm sorry. I totally forgot that I add cheese sometimes. 1 slice of this cheese. Unfortunately, my husband bought me the 2% diet one. I was like, I want the whole milk one. I want all the fat. But there is 4 grams of protein per slice for one of these. So 45 calories, 4 grams of protein, 2.5 grams of fat. All right, so start with this cute little pan. Really like this one. It's been one of my favorites to cook with. Olive oil spray. So I felt cheated because I was reading up on different sprays and like what to use. This is olive oil. There's no macros in this. I always thought like, oh, you use oil, it's not full of fat. However, if you use different type of olive oil, let's see here, like this, then it has fat. Don't know why, but okay. So start off by cooking our egg, and then we'll weigh out the turkey. Yes, I do weigh my food. I know that's crazy to some people. It used to really bother me to weigh out my food, but I kind of just got used to it, and I'd rather be accurate and know my macros than overeat. One thing that I realized when it came to my weight loss, or like just learning how to cook and stuff, was that, or counting calories, is that you really don't really know how much you're consuming until you actually sit there and weigh everything and count everything, which can be miserable. When I first started calorie counting, I thought it was absolutely miserable. I hated doing it, but then I realized how much I was consuming and how much I was actually overeating. And here I thought I was eating like 15 to 2,000 calories a day, and now I was upwards to almost 3,000 calories a day. So if you are struggling with your weight loss and you don't count your calories, I suggest that you actually take time, at least for 1 week, to count your calories so that you kind of know what you're consuming. One thing I also remember like thinking was that, oh, and here's my scale. It's just this cute little scale that I bought at Target. I think it was like less than 15 bucks, probably 7, I don't know. But I remember when I was in nursing school and we were talking about like diabetes and the consistent carb diet that these patients are on, and they were like, oh, you know, the patients will know exactly how much carbohydrates are in what they're eating. And I'm like, that's bullshit. Like, who the hell knows that? And now that I do it myself, I'm like, oh, it's actually not bullshit. Like, you really do know what you're consuming if you learn and like have a pattern about it. So I thought it was funny. And I actually did have this kid who I was taking care of, and his diabetes was so out of control, and he blew my mind because he was like, oh, I don't trust my sugar, but I do like know how many carbs I'm eating. Like, I'll eat like this amount of carbs in this sitting. And I just started laughing because in my mind I was like, oh my god, you're that person that I was like, nobody's gonna know. I was like, but then again, I was like, your method is full of shit because your A1C is like 11. So I thought that was really funny. But anyway, my egg is burning when you flip it. All right, I moved you down here just so you can see me weigh the scale. So I'll take this much and just change the units on this. So it looks like we're at 2.5 ounces. So would that bother me? Typically not. I would just whatever, eat it, but I want to make sure that I have some for tomorrow. So we're just gonna take a little bit off and see. We're almost at 2. $2.1. I'll take it. I just didn't like want to not have enough for tomorrow. So since I'm putting this video out into the world, and there are a lot of whiny people out in the world who want to scream diet culture and like just promoting such an unhealthy lifestyle. And do I agree that counting calories and being obsessive can lead to an unhealthy lifestyle? Yes, I agree. It can, but also I read in a different opinion. There is this doctor that I follow. He's a pharmacist who writes books for medical journals. And he made this book called The Obesity Fix. And one thing that he said that kind of resonated with me, that I kind of was like, oh, like what he's saying is true. Like nobody really pays attention to this. Is that he was like, when I eat unhealthy food, Twinkies, hamburgers, like whatever, donuts, nobody bats an eye. Nobody says anything. Nobody comments. But if you start talking about counting macros and counting calories, then everybody has their opinion about how unhealthy that could be. And I was like, huh, that's kind of true. Like, where was everybody when I was getting fat? Where were all the people saying like, hey, you need to chill and like take care of your health? Nobody, because who says that? So before you go in the comments and start talking about that, just take a second to think about it. All right, I'm gonna add the tiniest bit of mustard and mayonnaise. Mustard has 60 milligrams of sodium and nothing else to it. There's no calories, nothing. Opposed to my friend Mr. Mayonnaise here, even in the light version, it's 35 calories per tablespoon, 3.5 grams of fat, 110 milligrams of cholesterol, 1 carb, no protein. So not really any nutritional value here for you, but it gives your sandwich a great taste. So we're just gonna rub that on here. Then I'm going to put my cheese and my egg over it. That's where we're at. I'm just waiting for this turkey to finish. You don't even have to cook this technically, but I like mine cooked. Okay, so here's breakfast. I gotta finish counting the macros and I will link them below. But 26 grams of protein, 20 grams of protein, and then let me see what this ended up being. Okay, so total it is 551 calories, 71 grams of protein, 31 grams of carbs, and 17 grams of fat. So one question, or I guess two questions that I have been asked is, one, that is super caloric. Yes, it is super caloric, depending on how many calories you're consuming a day and what your goals are. However, I'm going to the gym after this to hit heavy. So like I'm gonna like lift a ton of weight. So this is the majority of my calories for the day in one meal. And the other, like lunch, I don't really eat as heavy, and then dinner I try not to eat as heavy. So I don't mind breakfast being this caloric. Two, my boss was like, I don't think I can eat that much food. There's not that much here. I have a yogurt and half of a breakfast sandwich. Like it's not a lot. I agree that sometimes, you know, with meals I'm like, oh my god, this is either too much or too little, or like where's the rest of the food? But this fills me up. So this is what I've been eating for breakfast every day when I'm not working, and this has been helping me with my diet. I've also been intermittent fasting, so I've been eating I'm only on a 12 to 12 ratio. I eat either from 7 to 7 or 8 to 8. I can't do any other time frame because it just doesn't work. I'm a nurse. I work 12 hours, so I can't do like a 16 and 8 or whatever. Like, there's just no way that is going to work for me. So I'm going to eat this. Then I'm going to go to the gym. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will come out, I think, with a video on counting macros soon, because I really didn't understand counting macros. I'm still learning, but it helped me so much to really realize what macros were. So anyway, that'll be on the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!